A couple airing everything, including cheating, violence, and threats, on Facebook Live. Hours later, both are dead. This is the heartbreaking story of Duchess Dior, or Zaria Carr, and the Frenchman who goes by the name Shamarcus Carr. Please note that this episode contains discussions of domestic violence, emotional abuse, and murder suicide, which may be upsetting or triggering for some viewers. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, please reach out for help. You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1 800 799 7233 or text START to 88788. Help is available 24/7, free and confidential. Welcome to Deep Dives with Sali. Today we're going to unpack one of the most disturbing social media tragedies in recent memory, the live stream breakdown and murder suicide of Zaria Khadija Carr, who goes by the name of Duchess Dior online, and her husband Shamarcus Jamil Carr, who goes by the name Frenchman, in Twin City, Georgia. Yeah, this viral video, this live stream has gone viral on socials, and I want to trace their toxic dynamic and dissect the fraught online discussions and ask what warning signs were missed. It's becoming a thing where people are coming on social media, couples or just individuals who are using social media to air out their dirty laundry and just to kind of see the toxicity play out live. It's something that I think needs to be like a case study because, whoa, like I would have never thought that we social media is becoming a place where you can witness people's last moments online, like literally on live, and you can see violence play out live. Before we get into the deep dive, I do want to send condolences to both of their families, and I really pray for the children involved. They have two children, and I believe Duchess Dior had the youngest one recently. I don't think she's even a year yet, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But it is very unfortunate, and I really pray that they have all the support that they could need to get through this unfortunate situation. So we're gonna start with the Facebook Live that blew up. So leading up to June 14, 2025, Zaria, 27, and mom of two, have been going live with Shamarcus, 36, known online as the Frenchman. What started as candid talks about motherhood and relationships quickly poured into accusations of cheating, financial disputes, and threats. But in the days before the tragedy, the tone turned chillingly toxic. In one live stream, so Shamarcus decided to go on live and accused his wife Zaria of infidelity, saying she'd been unfaithful while he was incarcerated. So within that live, Zaria is seen defending herself and even joking he's getting mad because he doesn't like the truth coming out. So at this point, they're both in the live airing out each other's dirty laundry. You can see Zaria in the back going back and forth with him. And one thing that stood out on the live was that while she was talking back, defending herself, she was smiling and almost sort of like laughing a little bit, which made people think she's been in the situation before, almost like she knows what's going to happen. But he's on live and he's saying she was cheating on me while I was locked up. And so allegedly, they're saying that she was sleeping with his best friend, but she was trying to argue on the live that she wasn't sleeping with the best friend. And what she was trying to do is telling the best friend that her husband was sleeping with his baby mother. So there was just a lot of he said, she said, and there's no the audience looking into this live. We don't have no real proof of what was going on and what was said on their lives. We don't know these people, and we're not there. These are just these two average people who decided to go on live. Well, the man decided to go on live, and it just blew up because things got really, really toxic. So he's recounting his side of the story of how she started cheating and how he found out, and also he brings up claims of her getting herpes, and she's in the background trying to shut everything down. And at some point, she goes on live herself to try to tell her side of the story. But that is when things went left, because when she brought up the name Udi, I think that is what triggered him, and it escalated the situation even more. And we don't hear much from her, because it kind of looked like in the video he like tackles her down, trying to block her from talking more. So while Shamarcus was on live, he also claimed that someone in her family, or maybe the wife herself, put roots on him, and that is why his life is going in the wrong direction in terms of his finances, and just like, how he isn't stable at all. And
I never touched a nigga. I ain't been around a nigga.
Alright, give me my phone.
Then,
I'll give you a shot.
now, let me finish. I'm on live. You had them 2 hours.
You finna go on your live.
Now you don't want the phone back.
No, I gave you a shot.
I ain't get to tell you. I ain't get to tell about Udi. Then
I swear you'll die.
I gotta die like that. You told my shit.
Give me my phone.
Damn, bitch.
Give me my
I
phone.
gotta die if I tell what happened.
Give me my phone.
That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really gonna die behind this, all y'all won't know that tea right now.
Give me my phone.
Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
Went staying for a couple months. Came back. You know what I'm saying? Really went staying. Having to sleep at my goddamn partnership. I'm busted. I'm broke. Fucked up. I ain't having shit. No job, no nothing. Before that, I caught her texting the nigga Squeeze, because she seen me and Squeeze got.
so I think the mention of the name Udi is what triggered him, and kind of caused him to unalive his wife, because in the live video he mentions that if he mentions unaliving her, because she was saying certain things, she was going in a direction that kind of was like danger zone for him. And you can even see in his face where he just seems so angry, because she's like, well, I'm going to tell the story, I want to tell the story. She brings up the name Udi, and things go left. So Udi allegedly was his best friend. People are saying that he was on a DL with him, but people close to the situation saying they have confirmed that that is not true.
Before y'all get online and spread all these false narratives, all these false rumors, Odie was not that man lover. That man was not DL. It's bigger than that, okay? Go on FB and do a little research.
They're saying that Udi was the best friend that he unalived. He went to the funeral and made it seem like he didn't unalive him, and later confessed to his wife that he unalived her. So that he unalived Udi. So that is what the information that she wanted to expose on her live, and that angered him and set him off real bad. It might have been that he did not want the public to know the real truth about Udi. Maybe he didn't want the public to know that he was the one that unalived his best friend Udi, but who knows? We don't know the facts. But it seems like he was trying to block her from exposing the truth about Udi, or the truth about the situation surrounding Udi. I don't understand why people kind of went with the story that he was DL. I honestly think that this could probably be like a street situation. This probably looked like Udi and him, they're from the streets, and it's some stuff that went down in the streets that occurred that the public is not aware of, and he doesn't want people to know more than what his wife knows. And that is why he did what he did, because he's like, she's out here telling it all. And maybe that is why he unalived her. It seems like the wife knew more than what the public was aware of. And she kind of was like, if you're going to go on live exposing me and telling things that are not true about me, then I'm just going to tell the truth about you on live. And you can even see her smiling in the video, almost like she's like laughing or smiling a little bit. So maybe they've been in a situation where this is not new for her. Like, she's been here before. They've been arguments like this. And when he mentioned like, yo, I'm going to have to unalive you or something along the lines, like, I'm going to have to kill you. She's like, well, you guys are probably not going to hear the story because I'm not trying to be on the live. She says something like that, but I'll post a video so you guys can see what was said. So that same night, around 9:30 p.m., police responded to a domestic disturbance at their Twin City home. They found Zaria unresponsive, unalive from gunshot wounds. Shamarcus had vanished from her 2021 Dodge Challenger. 2 hours later, law enforcement spotted his car in Wayne County. He shot himself during a police chase and later died at a hospital. So, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, along with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, are probing their deaths. Autopsies are pending. Investigators are still piecing together who fired first and the full chain of events. And then social media lit up with sorrow and regret. So there's just been a lot of discussion online about who's at fault, but I think this was just a very toxic relationship where these two people did not need to be together, but they just could not leave each other. They were clearly two individuals that clearly needed help. They were going through things mentally, especially with the man doing what he did in the end, not being able to control his emotions. I think something that was very chilling is Duchess Dior or Zaria's post on Facebook the same day she was on the live. She said, I really don't know what to do, but I need help before I lose my life or freedom. My kids need me. So it's almost like maybe she knew things were going to go very bad and she needed to, I guess, put it out there online that something is about to go down. But there's a lot of discussions too about the fact that she was provoking him and he's doing his story time and she was just making it worse by saying things that were triggering him. But honestly, whether she provoked him or not, I don't think anything justifies her getting shot. But Shamarcus' mother did put out a statement on Facebook, and this is what she wrote. The mother said, if you wasn't there, you can't say nothing. If you never heard her or him say how they was tired or they wanted out, but yet they separate and he go back or she would come find him to my house or the park in Jessup. So you can't say nothing. They loved each other, but they was too much alike and very toxic. Her family was tired of the constant fighting and threats, and so was we. I've seen the time she would call him to come home when he moved out and came back home, but a man can take only so much verbal abuse and threats and physical and emotional abuse. He loved her and she loved him, but they wasn't good for each other. I've begged him numerous times to leave, start over, it's okay. But if she knew he was with another woman, she would try to bust it up. I saw and heard them both. I've tried to help counsel and advise they both couldn't leave one another alone. I couldn't understand why they both couldn't just deal with it the right way in private conversations and at church. I've tried to help them, but it would go south quick sometimes, and sometimes it would go right. It was something going on with them that they both didn't reach out. It almost was as though they loved the toxicity, although both sides of the family knew it wasn't going well. Not no, he wasn't perfect, and no, she wasn't either. It seems based on Duchess Dior's Facebook post, it seems like she's been in this toxic situation for a while to the point where she was coming on social media to display like what she was going through and the pain that was stemming from the relationship. And one Facebook post, she says, I really be too loving and too forgiving. I'm a good ass woman, but to the wrong boy. What you know about carrying the load while being embarrassed, disrespected, and steady helping a man fight demons. You can't make nobody happy that's not happy with themselves. You're going to mentally and emotionally drain yourself holding on to nothing. I walk through pain with a smile because I look at any situation like God showing me something. A man ain't making shit happen for me. I'm the face behind me, my kids, and the Iga too. Relationship. I want to highlight some comments that people were making. This comment here saying they hated each other but couldn't release that bond. You can see it in his eyes. And then another one said, people think that these toxic relationships are cute and funny until something extreme happens. And then this one saying, those warnings crackle through every tense live stream moment. There's a lot of discussions too about the fact that she was provoking him and he's doing his story time and she was just making it worse by saying things that were triggering him. But honestly, whether she provoked him or not, I don't think anything justifies her getting shot. But Shamarcus' mother did put out a statement on Facebook, and this is what she wrote. Shamarcus' brother also went on video. I don't know if it was a pre-recorded video or it was him going live, but he was visibly emotional, crying. And I'm just gonna put out the video here so you guys can see what the brother has said.
Thing I did, I called
I called, but he didn't pick up. And it's okay. It's okay, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's all good, bruh. It's all good. Cause nigga, guess what my daddy said? My daddy said, now you free. Now you free. So it's all dang. I took it for a game. I
think it is an issue where people have grown accustomed to turning their pain into public spectacle. This is a situation where you have to learn from it. It is not okay to just come on social media and just air out, things that are just nobody's business really. But also when we see these things online, like, I think you should normalize calling police. Like, if you are seeing these people on live, especially if you know them or if you have mutual friends, call authorities or call people like their families who can like assist, because at the end of the day, no one can predict what can happen. But if this is something, this, like, we shouldn't be normalizing seeing violence live like this, like in a way where it's displayed, where they're both shouting each other, things are getting very raunchy and just messy. We should normalize calling for help. It doesn't have to be authorities, it can even be family members. But the thing is, we don't know what's going to happen, we don't know what people are capable of. But it's always, I think it should be normal to, when we see these things live stream, when we see these things happening live, violence or any form of violence, we should be doing something. We shouldn't just be watching it as if it's entertainment. It shouldn't be entertainment. I feel like it's so easy for people to say, she should have left. Well, you should have done this. You should have done that. But it's like, you don't know what it's like to be in a situation like that mentally. Like, mentally, they needed help. Mentally, it's just, I think people go through things that you have never gone through and you would never understand until you're in a situation like that. So these are two people that just needed help. They needed help mentally to be able to get through what they were doing. And even the mom pointed out in her statement that she made on Facebook that they just couldn't leave each other. They just kept fighting. They kept going back to each other. They just would not leave each other. There's definitely a lot of trauma bonding, but he was someone's son and she was someone's daughter. So placing the blame on either of them is just insane to me. Placing the blame on the mom is crazy. Her child is gone. Zaria's mom, she's missing her daughter. They have grandbabies that lost their parents. So there's no reason to place blame on the mother or anyone else. These were the deceased. There were two adults who consented to staying in a toxic relationship, and it's just unfortunate how things ended. This is a very unfortunate situation, especially when there's kids involved. But at this point, we can only learn from this. So I really don't understand why people think it's okay to leave negative comments on a deceased person's social media. What can we do as viewers? We can speak up when we see violence online. We can offer help or call authorities before it's too late. I want to know what your thoughts are. Did social media fuel this tragedy, or could intervention have saved one or both of them? If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because these deep dives support real understanding, not just entertainment. I'll see you guys next time.